Hey, good afternoon, Rick. It's your old pal Paul here. I'm here in front of your bike, and I just wanted to give you an update on what's happening. We're still waiting on parts for your bike. The steering bearings are still to come in, and I basically haven't touched the front. You can see the fenders off, of course, but we're still waiting on the parts. As for the back of the bike, all that is done. The lowering link is in. The rear seat, the seat heater thing has been fixed, and the new tire is on the back. And all that is done. We're just waiting on doing the front. So I was overlooking the front and sort of something just didn't seem to quite add up. I couldn't quite get my finger on what it was. And then I thought, maybe it's time we shot Rick a video. Okay, listen, I'm no mathematician, but if you look down here, you'll see that this is one brake rotor and there's another one just in there. I just want you to put a pin in that for now, and we'll visit that in a second, but I just wanted you to know. Okay. All right. So with the fender off, I'm going to pull out the old Milwaukee measuring tape here. And I'm just going to quickly measure how much distance you have between the top trip or the bottom triple and the top of your existing tire. Now, we're not going to use this tire or rim. All this is being switched for the bigger one, right? So let's get this into position. And it looks like you got a little over 6 3/4, maybe 7. So you can expect a little bit less than that because this is a smaller front wheel than the other one that's going to go on it. But what's probably more important is this distance right here. This is your front fork, and this is the slide distance. You can see this top ring up here slides down when the brakes are on. The front suspension will collapse, and all of this distance predictably will be used up right up to this little sort of chrome piece here. So if we measure from the top of the black dust cover, you got about 4 3/4 inches of travel before this fork is completely compressed and the front wheel is right up to where the top of the measuring tape is, right? So if we replace this wheel with one that's taller, you actually get less distance travel every time the fork compresses. And here you're thinking, oh, well, I've got, 6 3/4, almost 7 inches, but that's not true. What you actually have down here is more like, let me get this measuring tape here properly. What you more or less have is about 4.5 inches of travel before the fork is completely collapsed. All right, so, oh gosh, don't get old. So that's what you get there. All right, let's head over to, here's your new front tire, which is not available for comment at this time. But let's just head over to your brand new spanking rim here. Lift is a little tall. Let me just put this down a touch here. Sorry, man. I'm not much of a video guy. I'm more of a motorcycle mechanic than a video guy. But anyway, here it is. Okay, so here's your rim. Your brand new spanking rim. And boy, is it nice looking. I really like this. As you can see, there is holes drilled for one of your 2 brake rotors on this side. And if we turn the rim over, this doesn't unscrew. This rim has only got drilling for 1 brake rotor, but the bike has 2. Remember I said put a pin in it? Your bike's got 2 brake rotors, but this rim's only drilled for 1. I don't know what to say, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's like a brake delete kit where I'd remove 1 caliper on one side and dedicate the single rotor, but then you're getting half the braking power. I'm sorry, man, but I'm serious. Like, that's one side there. Turn this over, and this doesn't unscrew. Like, this is beautiful, but this is only for single disc. Okay, well, let's also take into account that this rim is taller than the one that's on the bike right now. We're just getting over to your fenders, which are available for comment. All right, so if we have your 2 fenders here, this is the old one. You can tell because it's a little wider, and this is the new one because it's narrower and it's got a round top. If you sort of compare the height of these 2 fenders, you're thinking, oh, come on, Paul, there's not a real big difference between these two. Like, they're basically the same height. This, as a matter of fact, this narrow one, although the camera doesn't show it very well, this narrow one appears to be just a little bit shorter than the other one, which is good. It allows for the clearance that you're going to need, because when this fender is actually on the bike, it's going to sit taller, because it's not about the distance that's up here, it's about the distance down here. My high heel shoes. If you look at the mounting position for this fender, it's lower, and the position for the old fender, which is going to come off, is higher. Now, remember, this is the exact opposite. This fender actually sits lower on the bike because it is shorter. This fender sits higher because this distance between the top and these mounting holes are longer, which means this fender is going to be closer to the top of the triples. Every time the wheel moves up and down, this fender moves with it. So it's going to get up closer to the top of the triples, therefore giving you less distance in your brake travel. This, in my opinion, is a major, major issue, because you've only got about 4.5 inches of travel, and that's with the fork completely compressed, right? So if we consider the amount of space that you have available here, there is easily 1.5 inches lost between this one and that one. And that, to me, is incredibly valuable real estate. I think we may want to rethink putting this fender and this single disc wheel on the front of your bike until we've done the math, because, like I said, I'm no mathematician, but something about this just doesn't seem to feel right to me. Let me know what you think.